Welcome back to the Backstage Live, the online show dedicated completely to the Malaysian art scene. I am your host Nick Dorian, and like I said in the previous episode, you can tell things are changing. We're trying to make things more fun. Our first major important news is the T4YP auditions. Yes, T4YP is back once again, and they are looking out for young actors between the ages of 16 to 25. Now, across your screen right now is all the information you need. All you need to do is write a 100-word essay on why you would like to join T4YP, submit that email, and if you get chosen, you'll have to do a couple of monologues, but that shouldn't be a problem. T4YP is fun, so definitely come join, and I hope to see you there for the next T4YP audition. Now, I'm sure we're all familiar with the tale of Christmas Carol, but this time it's going to be a little bit different because we're only going to have one man on stage, and the only man that's on stage telling this story is none other than Charles Dickens himself. Want to know how this is done? Check it out.
Hi, I'm James Adler. I'm the director of Charles Dickens Performs A Christmas Carol.
And I'm Phil Zachariah, and I have the cheek to be Charles Dickens.
Look, I think it's Dickens himself, and I think the question, is it difficult to live up to Dickens? The answer is yes. And I think that's actually what gives this show. I'm not sure I would say that we are as good as Dickens, but we aspire to be, and we make a damn good effort at giving it a go.
To be an actor, to pretending to be somebody who is supposed to be a wonderful actor is quite a challenge. You know, it's a cheat.
Most performances of A Christmas Carol, you're going to see some 20 or 30 characters running around the stage having a good time, and the very simple answer is that in this performance what you'll see is the way that Dickens used to perform this work himself for the most part.
Been performing the show for 10 years.
Oh wow, okay.
So the rehearsal period, the original rehearsal period was a long time ago, and it was always exciting, and we came back to it, we revisited it, we worked on it. And it was always a joy to discover that there were still things to learn in it. It's a fun show. It's an exciting, and it's full of Dickens characters. Dickens wrote the most wonderful characters and the most brilliant dialogue.
We did our first small international tour last year when we went to Europe. And with this being the 2012 being the 200th anniversary of Dickens' birth, we decided that that was really the ideal time to put up a serious world tour. And we always suspected that there would be a really strong interest in the Asia-Pacific market, because there's a real love of classical art and literature in general, from my experience, and a real willingness from people, in particular learning English as a second language, to make an effort to get out and see that kind of work.
Throughout this whole 10 years of performing and whatnot, has there been any memorable experience that really sticks out and stands out with you?
The whole 10 years.
From the whole 10 years?
No, yeah, the whole 10 years is memorable.
Oh.
The European premiere last year in a small town outside of Ulm in southern Germany was without a doubt one of the experiences of my life theatrically. We were invited to come to Germany by the Ministry for Arts and Culture of Baden-Württemberg, in collaboration with our partner theatre company there, and they decided that they would take a very brave move and outsource the European premiere to their regional arts program. So instead of putting it on in Ulm, which is, a big city with an arts and culture scene, they put it on in a basketball hall in a village which has 1,600 people.
Wow.
And of the 1,600 people who live in that village, 300 of them showed up to come and see the show.
I was one performance. I was barely back to. This is going back to what is memorable, and it really is that it's when the public likes it, it's something memorable. And at the Spiegel Tent, I was barely back to the dressing room. There was a knock, and I looked out, and there's a 10-year-old boy hyperventilating, and his father's there, and his sister's there, and he's just standing there, and his father said he wanted to tell you how much he loved it, and he's too excited to speak.
The comment, which is both one for the success of the show, but also the success of the meaning of the show, was a woman who came up to me and in German said, I did not understand a single word of what was just performed this evening, and yet it's the first time in at least 50 or 60 years that I've felt the wonder of being a small child again.
I've had a 12-year-old boy say, I'm going to read everything Dickens wrote. A 15-year-old girl saying, I'm going to make my school bring this show for everybody to see. And when kids love it.
The thing that also keeps this show alive is that to live up to not just Dickens as a performer, but to live up to the idea of what Dickens wanted to do with his performance, he wanted to change the world.
I'm the luckiest lad in the world because to have this material to work with is something extraordinary.
The idea of Dickens standing alone by himself on stage and telling that story about how inspiring a human being can be is an amazing reflection of the story in the performance. And as I say, I don't aspire to be necessarily as world-changing as Dickens was, but I think we do carry something of that spirit when we bring that show to stage.
Audiences seem to enjoy it so much, and it's not a matter of us trying to put on something which they may or may not enjoy, but we're getting a kick out of, or we're satisfying some sort of artistic bone. It's the fact that it's a show that people enjoy so much. We think, well, if people there enjoy it, people over here should enjoy it.
So Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Make sure you catch Christmas Carol. It's happening at these dates across your screen right now. They just come back from Penang and they are opening tonight for the KL run. So make sure you go and check this play out. Or if you can't find this play, why don't you check out what's happening in the next 2 weeks. Comes to a close for another episode of the Backstage Life. Thank you so much for watching again, and don't forget, if you want to email us, our email is across the screen right now, thebackstagelife@gmail.com. If you have any inquiries or you'd like to be interviewed by us, or if you're a musician who would like to get their music on the show, we're always on the lookout for new musicians. Make sure you email us at thebackstagelife@gmail.com. So until next time, my name is Nick Dorian, and this has been the Backstage Life.